School board.
Beef Vegan presents Cancel Court.
I got courtside seats. I'm in. Who's on trial?
Another week, another celebrity on trial to be canceled. Mari's presenting the case. I am the judge, and you are the jury. 600 KFMA at 600-5362. Mari, who's in the hot seat this week?
So in the hot seat this week is a football player. You may know him, Jay Cutler.
Yes, I know him as Kristen Cavallari's ex-husband and former Chicago Bears quarterback and all-around douche bro.
Right.
He's just a garbage human being. Like, nobody likes this guy. And I'm surprised he's even in the news.
Right. Yes, definitely. But he's in the news because he was recently dropped by Uber Eats for anti-mask views.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's on par. It doesn't surprise me.
No.
It seems like it fits in pretty well.
Really, absolutely. So well. So I guess he was teasing a potential campaign to run for the school board.
Mm-hmm.
And though that campaign aligned with anti-mask beliefs. And so then he went out to say that he lost a commercial with Uber Eats, which was partnering with the NFL, because their views were not aligned. He said, guess they don't like future school board members. Freeze up my weekend. And then he also said, tend to cook at home anyway.
Oh, see, this guy is just like trying to burn that bridge. In case,
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it might be a misunderstanding, and he might have had an opportunity to get that account back and be a spokesperson, but instead he wants to run his mouth and talk trash. He seems like he's hurt. He got his feelings hurt.
He did.
Oh, poor guy.
Exactly.
Oh,
and then Uber went back and said they prefer to work with individuals who support its work in helping people get vaccinated.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Uber's been offering free rides to get vaccinated, and they've been doing a lot of things as a public service. And, you know, that they've been just trying to do their part. So, yeah, somebody who's going to say no mask, no vaccine, no yada, 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 definitely doesn't align with their company message. So I can understand why they would drop him. Plus, they're like, well, we're not really losing anything, right? Because it's Jay Cutler.
It's Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
So
does anyone really care about Jay Cutler? I mean, even the mother of his kids doesn't care about him.
No.
You know, Kristen Cavallari doesn't care about Jay Cutler.
Mm-mm.
Why should we?
No.
I mean, I'm all about whatever Kristen cares about.
Yeah.
600 KFMA, that's 600-5362. What say you? Should Jay Cutler be canceled for his comments, or do you just not care? Is it going to be a hung jury because you're like, who? I already forgot about this douche. I don't care. I don't care to hear about Jay Cutler doing anything. And the fact, yes. Oh, we're back. We're live on the stream here. Let me get you here. You're not live on the stream yet.
I'd like to be live on the stream.
There you go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the live stream, and thank you guys for the comments already. Let me get this overlay off of the thing. See, we're here live.
Baited. No Mari here, suckers. You're stuck with me.
That's all right. There's plenty of Mari clips to share, and there's more that I haven't even got to because we recorded a bunch yesterday. You'll see Mari throughout the week. I like to sprinkle a little Mari. No Drum today, though, because Drum is out sick. Dun, dun, dun. My daughter currently in bed sick. Dun,
Gasp.
dun, dun.
Gasp. Connection? I think so.
Am I the plague rat?
I really hope not.
I hope not, too. I know. That's how I was concerned. I was like, ooh.
I gotta feel sudden urge to use hand sanitizer and mask up.
Right. Well, I don't think it's COVID. Drum thinks it's strep, and my daughter, it's her throat as well. So, you know, it could be just something that's going around and something in the air.
Have we forgotten as a whole, as a community, how to even deal with the flu? Just being sick on the regular, we've all become so COVID obsessed.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So, Brian's like, we canceling a meal as well? That was from earlier. So we talked about the hot topic today, which, again, you've probably seen on this Facebook page because we shared from the Rialto Theater their new protocols moving forward in the age of COVID, especially right now. They don't think it's going to be forever, but for the foreseeable future, if you go to a concert at any major venue here in Arizona, you need one of two things: proof of vaccination.
Easy.
Or proof of COVID negative test within 72 hours.
Not as easy as a vaccination.
It's really not that difficult.
Get a vaccination.
Walgreens, you know, offer the free tests. And I'm going to take my daughter today. Just
you have to go like, if you're going to plan on doing that for the concerts, remember, you got to go several days early so you actually have the results in time for you to go to the concert.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you're preaching to the choir here. I think most of the people on the stream, we're all on the same page.
Go get your vaccine. If you haven't gotten your vaccine yet, you're wrong.
Yes.
Or you're immunocompromised, and we all need to go get it for you.
Yes. And of course, that's Todd Marley, everyone. But
Hi.
Again, we don't need PSAs for that. But the thing is,
all the PSAs.
You're excited. Are you gonna talk on everything?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then let's give Todd a segment so he can get these words out of his system.
I have to get a lot out now, but I don't have a segment yet. Oh.
All right. Well, don't talk for the sake of talking. Now, I had
literally
a point.
why we're here.
Todd, I know, but I had a point.
Oh.
Yeah. I lost
That's
it.
the first.
My point is lost. I know. Thank you. Thank you.
One time.
I pause for me. So yes. So Emil was obviously taking the stance of all the anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers, and that's great for the sake of debate. So I wouldn't hold it against Emil. And I don't even judge the people that choose not to vaccinate. I don't agree with them, but I don't judge them. I think both people who vaccinate and people who don't vaccinate are doing it for the exact same reason. The ones who are choosing to vaccinate are doing it for the same reason the people are choosing not to vaccinate. And that is essentially for fear of the virus or the vaccine. So it's fear-based motivation. And I think a lot of people who are taking the vaccination want to get this shit over with and want to be like, what do we have to do to get moving forward? That's my only problem with the people who are the naysayers on Facebook, is that they're just like, oh, well, I'm canceling the venue. I'm not going to concerts. And no. All they're doing is saying no and being dicks about it. They're not offering a solution. At least getting vaccinated is a solution, or at least we think it is. Be like, how can we get past the pandemic? I mean, a lot of people believe that we won't get past it. And Emil's argument is that it's an endemic. It's something that we have to live with. Yes. Okay. But how do we live comfortably with it? How can we move forward to we're kind of like, ahead of this thing? And at least it may not be the right answer, but it's the only answer we got. And that's to get vaccinated and to protect ourselves from infecting other people. But
how long did it take to get rid of other diseases that we vaccinated?
A lot. Here, the one here. All right, Rock 102.1. It's time for that major concert announcement that I've been teasing all morning long. I mentioned that it's Bush and STP. They're going to be performing live at the Mesa Amphitheater on September 30th. Yes, the Mesa Amphitheater is only about an hour and 20 minutes away, and it's a fantastic music venue. I enjoy that venue a lot, actually. We're going to have a special KFMA pre-sale for this Thursday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. To 10 p with special code to be announced. I think the code should be KFMA.
I agree.
I don't know what the code's going to be, but if you're going to do a special KFMA sale, then have the code be KFMA. Anyways, I'll give you more information on that Thursday, this Thursday at before 10 a.m. so you can get your tickets for Bush and STP. And then public sales for the tickets go on sale Friday, August 20th. So you don't want to know that, though. You want to get those tickets ahead of time. Maybe there's rows. And I know Mesa Amphitheater, it's a lot of yard, a lot of grass that you stand on and enjoy. So you don't necessarily need the advance tickets. Get the GA and party with people. And it's outdoors, so like Lollapalooza just happened, 350,000 kids, 90% of them vaccinated, only 200 people infected with COVID. Like outdoor festivals and concerts seem like they could be a very fun and safe time. And don't take my word for it. Talk to those medical experts in Chicago. I just don't want to get in trouble. All right. Anyway, we'll be right back after this. But there's your concert announcement. Bush and STP at Mesa Amphitheater on September 30th. And all next week. Win them before you can buy them right here on Beef Vegan Presents. All right, so that was my concert announcement for the day. It's a big concert announcement. Let's see. I think it's okay to ask questions about the vaccine and not be called a radical anti-vaxxer. Yeah, I think that too. And look, I came across a study today, and I'll show you the study, Todd, because this is a trip. Basically, the percentage of people who are anti-vaxxers at this point are equal between people who just graduated from high school or less and people who have PhDs, right? So people have PhDs are among some of the like most hesitant to get the vaccine, along with the dumbs. So you got the dum-dums, the people, present company included, right, who are undereducated, and then you got the overeducated, and they're both in the same realm. Well, they have different arguments, but their conclusion's the same. They don't trust the vaccine just yet. Now, the people who just graduated high school probably don't have any scientific merit or belief behind this. And the people who have bachelors or business, they're more likely to get their mind changed. But the people who have PhDs are less likely to have their mind changed because once they have their mind made up, they're kind of set in their ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go get your vaccine. That's all.
I get it.
That's all.
I get it. And I don't disagree with that PSA. And then, I appreciate you saying that because I do believe that. And
I want to be
honestly,
over this is what I want. I'm in that
everybody
boat.
does.
I'm super in that boat. And the way we do that is go get your vaccine.
Right. But let me open up this Facebook page for you guys here so we could show some of these comments. Ridiculous. In fact, I share this. People are just doing this to themselves. They get so mad at the venue and like, well, I'm not going to concerts. One guy said, well, that's okay because I didn't like any of the concerts you're booking anyways. And like, well,
so you weren't coming anyway? Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, but my argument was like, well, maybe the bands that you want to see aren't touring right now because of COVID. Like, that's the thing. And it's not the venue's fault. First off, they're booking who's on the road
coming through town.
Yeah.
Like, they don't get to what do you would think? You think the venue's like, oh, please, Cypress Hill, please come, please.
I know. And Cypress Hill is coming. They're one of the bands that are like, yeah, fuck it. We'll perform during a pandemic. But there's a lot of others that aren't right now, especially the ones that this guy wants, apparently. So it's been ridiculous. It's been nutty to see some of these comments because they're not based in any kind of
reality.
Yeah. Like, first off, that's not the venue's fault. And they're just like, oh, just like Nazi Germany.
Nope.
Can't go there. But yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, if you don't want to get the vaccine, that's okay. They're covering you because they're like, if you're not going to get the vaccine, all you need to do is provide test results.
Yeah, go show us that you're not sick.
And they're mad about that because the test results are on paper. And when you show papers.
Well, you're going to run into a certain percentage of the population that just the true selfish population that they don't care. They only care about themselves and they don't want to be inconvenienced.
Yeah. Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're doing the live stream here on our Facebook page and YouTube as well. So you could join us and see how good Todd's hair is this morning.
I feel like I'm having a good hair day today.
Yeah. Has anyone ever called you a curmudgeon? Is a curmudgeon a thing?
Yeah, I've been called a curmudgeon before.
How many times?
I'm going to be an old curmudgeon. I'm going to be the guy on his porch yelling at everybody to get off his damn lawn.
And why do you think that? It's like you come off as a way, like, I know you're a happy guy, but you come off kind of like arms folded, like, yeah, get off my lawn.
Yeah, that's true. That's how I feel in my heart. This is my lawn and you should not be on it.
What was the last time you've been called a curmudgeon?
It's been a minute. But I mean, it's not one of those things I exactly like write down on my calendar. Ooh, I got called a curmudgeon today.
Right. A name I used to get called all the time by my friend's mom was derelict. So I was a derelict, and it's a name that I still resonate with. In fact, I might even get it tattooed on me someday because I'm a dummy. And I'm like, yeah, that's a word I remember. It's kind of a big word, 3 syllables. What's a creative insult? What's a good creative insult? Curmudgeon, derelict, those are both great creative insults.
Creative insults. I mean, if you're just doing like a 1-word insult, that's a very difficult thing because an insult is personal.
Right.
So it has to matter of who you're talking to and what the situation is.
What's a better way for me to phrase it then? Instead of insult, saying like whoever called you a curmudgeon.
I don't take that as an insult. I wear it proudly.
As a badge of honor.
Yeah, I'm a curmudgeon. I'm cranky about everything. That's how I function.
Only a curmudgeon would be happy about that.
Right, like, but I'm okay with it now. Maybe 20 years ago, I would have been like, how dare you call me a curmudgeon? And then I'd go look up curmudgeon.
Yeah.
But now it's like, I'm cranky about everything. I approach things cranky.
I knew you 10 years ago. You were still curmudgeon back then. I was going to say that. Still
approach it. Well, I mean, it was. I started off in radio as Todd, the professional heckler.
Yes.
That's how I started. It's sitting here being the guy that yelled at everything.
Right. What's a name that you've been called? 600 KFMA. Something that you're just like, huh. Oh, yes. That's oddly insulting, but also very descriptive and accurate. That's the situation I had when I was called derelict. I was like, how dare you accurately peg me for what I am? That's very nice. And now I gotta look up the word, the definition. Yep, you're right. And then I had to figure out how to spell it, because if I'm gonna associate with it, the least I can do is know how to spell it.
I don't know how to spell curmudgeon. Don't ask me.
Neither do I, though. That's all right. But nobody calls me a curmudgeon. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I don't know if you noticed this.
No, I don't. I was too angry about it.
Yeah. 600 KFMA. Have you ever been called a strange name that stuck with you? Let us know. We'll be back with another one right after this. Let's go to the comments here. What about you guys? A Hessian. A Hessian?
A Hessian? Is that like a Hesse?
Google it.
Cretan?
Google it for me. I need to know. There you go. Yeah, I mean, with PhDs, obviously, anyone who has a PhD has a high ability to memorize things, right? So
Not necessarily, but they've just studied a lot.
they study and they can retain. Oh, a Hessian is a stoner person. Okay. Yeah, I can see that just by your profile picture, Jessica. It's like, stoners recognize stoners. I see you.
Wow. Well, that first Google thing, Hessian was a former minister of revenue of Imperial China. That's a weird thing to insult somebody with.
A Cretan. Yeah, I can see Eric being called a Cretan. Yeah, I see that a lot.
Heathen. I've been heathened before.
A heathen? I don't
Heathen.
think you're a heathen.
Heathen is blasphemous, unreligious, ungodlike behavior.
All right. Shout out to Stone Breed. All right. Where are you playing on November 12th? If you're going to go ahead and plug your show, you've got to give people info. Where is it going to be at? 191 Tool, Congress, anything like that, or somewhere else? Those are just two. Troll quantity. A whore's mount, you wish.
But then you get into and that's what was my point earlier of the insult is personal, which is a lot of guys will throw back at a woman when they get rejected. Oh, you just a hoe.
Right.
That's not a good insult. That's a bad insult. Even though it should feel personal, it should feel that way. They're getting it wrong.
Right. Let's go to the phones, find out. Someone else relates to this. Rock 102.1. Who's this?
Hey, Beef, this is Jim.
Hey, Jim, this is D-Rock, right?
Yeah. So I got called a quagmire when I was leaving a club once.
A quagmire while leaving a club? Look up quagmire definition.
I got all offended,
Like a
but then I
bog.
realized I was like, oh yeah, I do kind of leave with a different woman every time. And then after that, jiggity got stuck in my head, and I never got it out of my head ever again.
Okay, so he was calling you a quagmire based off the show Family Guy, and not by the definition of quagmire. What's the definition?
of quagmire is a soft, boggy area of land that gives way underfoot.
Oh, are you sure they meant that?
Family Guy. So yeah.
Okay,
He was calling me a male
whore.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Forgive me for assuming, but it doesn't sound like you're that smooth of a guy. How are you pulling all these women? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot were they?
They were pretty hot.
Okay.
I'm a pretty good looking guy myself, but in my defense, I got married for a long time afterwards.
Oh, yeah. See, you threw in the towel. Us true players, us true good looking
After
players.
causing a quagmire?
We stay in the game a long time. I mean, hell, I think LeBron James is approaching 40, but he don't plan on retiring anytime soon. Because when you're good at something, you stay in the game.
Oh, I'm single again.
Oh, there you go. Well, welcome back to the game.
Jiggity.
Giggity!
It's giggity, not jiggly. I mean, that depends on what kind of woman you like.
Goo.
I appreciate that, Quagmire. It was a very nice call.
You have a good day.
You too. All right, so there's Jim being called Quagmire.
See, but that's good. It was personal. It was on the spot. It was relatable.
Yeah, there you have it. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Screaming Dean. Saying good morning to everybody here. Yes, and then I have more. So in case you missed it, what else I have uploaded on here? Oh, weed and booze. Speaking of Emil was around, and we didn't just talk COVID. which is good. And honestly, I didn't want to talk COVID to begin with, or vaccine.
Overdone.
It just because it's like, fuck, we're still divided on this. It's like odd, and it's so
Frustrating.
yeah. And I just wanted to say, like, my point when we were having this discussion was I know a lot of these venue owners personally. I personally know them. And I'm not bragging or anything. I've done business with them. I've talked with them. I've hung out with them. I understand why they're doing this. And I know for a fact that they don't want to have to do this. They don't want to have to make it complicated for you to show up to a concert. So they're not doing this to punish any kind of subset of people. What they're doing this for is to protect their liquor license and their venue for even operating so they don't get shut down again.
And let's also add that having your ex venue super spreader event, not great in the news.
Right. But and Emil brought that up as far as like they're afraid it's a PR thing, but I think it's bigger than that. It's about the city coming in and just shutting down your event because they think that it's dangerous. So they're doing everything. It's preventative right now. It's like we're taking all the actions to show that we are doing everything we can to protect people. So this is not a dangerous thing for the public health. And if they do that, then hopefully they'll remain in business.
Open.
Yeah.
Available to even do a show.
Yes. And it's not just the venue owners, because the venue owners, everyone I know, they're doing fine. They got money. When they were out of work, they had money in their savings that they could live off of. The bartenders didn't. The security didn't. The sound stage, the managers, they didn't. They were all fucked with a capital F. So, when I see people being like, well, I'm not going to go. Well, then that's fine. You don't have to go. And that's probably better because that means they could stay open and all these people could stay employed.
Yeah, that's important.
Because at the end of the day, isn't it all about jobs? Don't we want our jabs? And so I thought we wanted to keep America working. That's our goal. So anyways, let's get into weed and booze. Here's Emil and I talking about two of our favorite pastimes. Rock on a 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. I'm here with my good friend Emil. Good morning, Emil.
Howdy, dude.
Let's talk weed and alcohol, shall we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now you quit smoking weed.
I did. For a little bit. I'll be back,
You sure?
Yeah, I'm just, pumping the brakes.
Okay. Well, that's very responsible of you. Well, there's a recent poll. Now, this is weed and alcohol during a pandemic. Now, spoiler alert, we're still technically in a pandemic. As much as we'd like to deny that it's over or whatnot, it's still an issue. We're still in it. And they recently asked a poll of over 1,000 people to admit to using cannabis while exercising. Now, this is a thing that I started doing.
Yeah?
Yes. There's two sayings with the strains. There's sativa and indica.
Right.
Indica is in the couch,
yeah.
and sativa is clean the house.
Yeah.
So I utilized that for the energy, plus to zone out and listen to music. It was a perfect combination. So I would take a couple hits of my sativa pen, go to the gym, put my headphones on, and just work out for like an hour until my buzz wore off.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
I do the same thing, man.
Yeah, it works. And there's been studies showing that it actually benefits you while you're doing that. So 41.5% say they're consuming even more marijuana since COVID-19 took grip of the globe. And about half are using the same amount during the pandemic, and only 14% have cut back while working out. But essentially, it's like, screw the protein shakes. Let's go straight to the cannabis, and we're good. We're ready to work out.
When you marry those two ideas,
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do they make protein shakes that are just like THC infused? They got to.
Some California somewhere,
Yeah.
California, Oregon, something like that, progressive states.
If that's not a idea, I don't know what is.
That's an idea, all right, man. Yeah. Do it yourself. Try it out, Beef.
Right.
That's $1 million idea for Tucson.
Yes. About to make bank. I'll sponsor the show myself. Beef Vegan's protein hot drink. I'll rework the name. We'll get there.
Yeah. Flush it out.
Yeah. All right. And that was the weed part of our story. Now let's talk about the alcohol. Now, of course, pandemic has affected our drink. We're not going to talk about the alcohol part right now.
Nobody likes alcohol. Just smoke weed.
Well, no, I guess the recap of the alcohol study was
that's just me.
Moms with young children were drinking
terrifying.
320% more during the pandemic.
Oh!
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not surprising in the slightest. Now that I think about it for a half a second.
Exactly. You remember having small kids.
Yeah.
About 20 seconds away, going live here on the air with a little segment. And we'll do F My Life and another one. That's all coming up here on the show. And then I'll leave you with the beef tip. You know how we do it. And if you're on the stream, don't forget to drop a like. Any kind of like is good. Rock 102.1 KFMA, that's a Pretty Reckless. And I probably can't play this audio here because I'm on a stream, but maybe I can. Yeah, I think I can. So here's what's happening. This is Better Late Than Never is the name of this segment. North Carolina just recently is trying to push a bill. And I say trying to push the bill because there was a law in North Carolina that's been around for God knows how long, probably a century. So anything that's a century old needs to be updated.
It probably needs a little refreshing, yeah.
Yeah, because times were different back then. They had different rules and regulations. And the reason why is because this law that's still in effect today led to other people wanting to go to North Carolina. Now, I know what you're thinking. Hey, that's tourism. That's great. Why change the law if it's bringing people in to North Carolina? Well, I'll play you a little audio clip that explains exactly what this law is. Check this out.
Oh, they're really looking out there.
So they're raising the legal age of marriage in North Carolina from the age of 14 to 16.
That feels like it's breaking other laws just being legal. Like, just how? Like, you.
All right, I got more.
No, you.
Yes.
That's disgusting.
So did you know that North Carolina, their biggest tourism revenue is just people coming from other states?
Marriage.
Yeah, trying to marry their cousins like Jerry Lee Lewis.
That sounds like human trafficking to me.
Yeah. So super gross. And yeah, they're voting on it unanimously. So,
yeah, that's good that was unanimous. I would like to do a deep investigation into anybody who was against that.
Yeah. Now it's still pretty sketchy with it being the age 16, but I think that's the law here too. I think you could legally get married at age 16,
yeah, 16
here in Arizona.
You start getting a lot more emancipation from your parents, and
right?
Your own autonomy.
Yeah, you could.
So I could see that being in there, but that's still like you. Stop.
Yeah.
No, you.
Nobody should get married before the age of 25 anyways. I see a lot of people getting married before they're legally allowed to drink. And I say, okay, I will compromise. I say under 25, yeah, that's my rule. It's a little strict. I say if you're not allowed to drink at your wedding, you should not be getting married. And I know that pretty much everyone that I've known growing up that got married before the legal age of drinking alcohol or even marijuana for that matter, thank you, Prop 207, those relationships ended in divorce.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know who you are when you're 18 or even younger. Like you don't have the first clue.
Right. We talked to a guy who was called a quagmire just a couple minutes ago when he was younger. He got out the game too soon. It's like, hey, you could have had a lot more fun. Why hang up the town now? I don't get it. All right. We have another one with my friend Todd here. Drum is out today, so he's going to deliver the news. That's coming up next on Beef Vegan Presents. Don't go away. Rock 102.1 KFMA. I just like rhyming it. I know I've been saying it so much, it's almost like cliche at this point, but I do like rhyming it. All right, get back on some music. Oh, let me do some F My Life while Tug gets ready for another one. Here's today's edition of F My Life. Check this out.
Did you get caught self-loving by your mom?
Awkward. It is awkward.
Did you do something that got you fired from your job?
I just get stupid.
It's fun being stupid.
Don't hide this in vain. Let us laugh at your pain. Call 600 KFMA right away.
I promise we won't embarrass you.
Because Beef Vegan presents F My Life. F My Life. F My Life.
All right, it's time for another round of F My Life. These are emails I've received at beefvegan@kfma.com. You could send me an email as well, subject line FML, so I can put it in file and read them on air. Our first one's from Scott and Bill. Today, when I asked my boss why my bonus was cut in half, He replied, I have no idea what you really do. I'm the IT manager.
Oh, that sucks, especially since he's in IT.
Is that F My Life?
Yeah, I guess so.
What do you even do here?
Yeah, what do you do here? You work here?
All right, F My Life for sure. All right, next situation. Today, it's my 21st birthday. My biggest surprise was discovering that I'm alcohol intolerant by vomiting my first beer all over my boyfriend's mother.
Yeah, F my L.
Yeah. That is definitely an F My Life. What a great impression, though, huh?
Yeah, right.
All right, next situation. Today, I got into an argument with an ex-girlfriend who kept tactlessly bragging to me about her new boyfriend. I told her to read what she sent me, then pretend her boyfriend was telling her that. 15 minutes later, her boyfriend calls me, yelling at me for making her feel sad.
No.
My life? No, big baby?
Yeah, big baby.
Yeah, because it worked.
Totally,
you know?
Totally.
Absolutely. All right, 2 more left. Today, I saw 2 kids having a fist fight in the street. This is from Miguel over in what part of Tucson? I don't know. I ran over to stop them, and one ended up hitting me in the eye. I now have a black eye for what turned out to be a fight over who was going to get the last slice of pizza.
No, I don't think it's FMIL. Like, he was trying to help him out, but I mean, I guess, yeah, in a sense it was.
Look, unless the guy is about to get murdered, stay out of it.
But he's trying to help somebody out. You can't hate the guy on that. But it was over something so stupid and small that you got popped in the eye over it.
Right. And again, if you're like breaking up a fight because one person's getting his ass kicked, you don't know if that was the person that started the fight that deserves to get their ass kicked.
That is true. I mean, that is true.
Yeah, so stay out of it. All right, and final F My Life of the day. Today I was at work and I had a male patient expose himself to me. He then apologized and said he thought that's what I wanted.
No, big baby, he apologized. Come on.
Well, there you have it. There's your F My Life. Keep those emails coming in. beefvegan@kfma.com. This study immediately. And the study says that video gamers may burn over 200 calories in 1 hour of play.
I do debate that entirely. One, like, I guess 240 calories for doing an hour, doing that many sit-ups, 1,000 sit-ups.
Mm-hmm.
That part I don't believe. But then when I remember my gym days and seeing that little counter of calories go slowly up, okay, that part makes sense.
How many days in total were your gym days? Be honest.
I had a good year where I had a personal trainer.
Okay.
I went to the gym on the regular.
Was this as an adult?
And then, yeah, as an adult.
Was this after a breakup? Because that's when I got my personal trainer.
That is true. This is after, yes.
That's what you got to do. Yeah, yep. I get it. Okay.
But either way, like, it does make sense if you are like full, intense, 100 beats a minute, your heart dun 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 going.
Is there any game that makes you do that?
Yeah. I have a heart attack.
Yeah, well, and people have died of heart attacks while playing games, but they do say that there is elevated heart rate, and that helps burn the calories. So a lot of people who are playing video games are super into their games, and the game sweat. Everyone knows the gamer sweat, where you feel like your eyeballs are sweating, and you kind of get like your palms are clammy,
weak, palms heavy, spaghetti.
Yeah. But your face feels like slimy and sweating a little bit, but you're not like, it doesn't feel like a healthy sweat. Like when
it's a panic sweat. It's what it is. It's a panic sweat.
Oh yeah, that's the worst though.
Yeah, it's gross. It's terrible. You're panicky, but all that means is you're missing all your shots. Get good.
Right. Well, the panic sweat apparently is good for burning calories, but again, the argument is, and you're not seeing this on the stream right now because we're not live streaming it just yet. We do that at 9. But when you look at Todd and I saying, "Oh yeah, video games burn calories," and then our 2 fat asses be like
not
playing video
calories.
games. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a real 6-pack. I just have the tattoo 6-pack. I'm not modeling any calendars anytime soon, the KFMA calendar days or whatever. But so I don't know how much is gonna like. I mean, obviously, gamers aren't losing weight.
It's not It's not going to discount all of the granola bars that I am stuffing down my face as I continue to do what I do in front of the computer.
Right. All right. So let me address this comment here. Yes, I will fix that audio somehow, some way. And when I say I I mean, our engineer Scott. Well, I will track him down eventually. He's been a busy guy. I don't know. I mean, it may take 2 to 3 trips up north for him to get around to it, but he'll do it. So and I will get that audio on the stream. Yes, because it's very important, especially on the stream. That we be able to do this because I want to be able to show videos as well. Because there's a lot of stuff on Twitter that I'd love to show you guys on the stream, and I could show you some of the stuff, but you're not going to get the audio. So I've been hesitant.
It's a broom closet.
It's a broom closet. Yeah. I mean, we see what the setup is. I'm just happy right now that I have it somewhat working. But if you guys remember, a lot of you streamers came from the other stream. The other stream worked fine. That was the main studio. And that was even more complicated of a setup. I mean, I had to basically patch in 2 remote broadcasts going into my board and then utilize that. So I had a lot of stuff going on that computer and it worked like smooth. It was so smooth and everything. I had no issues with it. It was just perfect. And I was surprised to have issues with this program and this setup at first because I'm such a big believer in this program that I'm using. It's called StreamYard. And it's great. I think it's great for everything that it does. I've been doing the rebroadcasting and scheduling these videos. Have you seen those? You haven't seen those yet, huh, Todd?
I have. I've seen a few of them coming across the YouTubes.
Yeah, okay, on the YouTubes and everything. And yeah, I'm starting to do like putting together like best of shows, just video streams, best of. And
why, I've liked the channel, so I get notifications on my phone whenever Beef Vegan Presents goes live.
I appreciate that too. So yeah, subscribe on that. I don't want to do it too much because I'm not trying to annoy anybody, especially on the YouTube page. On the KFMA Facebook page, it's different because there's like 30,000 people that like that page.
If you're on Facebook, you're there to be annoyed.
Right. Well, there's nothing else good on Facebook.
True.
So,
this is true. Literally the best thing on Facebook.
Exactly. So, I figured the KFMA Facebook page has been a graveyard of the past few years anyways, as far as engagement's concerned or just posts in general. I mean, there was a good 14 months that the only thing that was posted on the KFMA's Facebook page was like either PSAs or advertisements, right? Sponsor shit that nobody cared about. I understand for a sales aspect of it, you got to do it, but there was no actual content.
Yeah. Nobody's hanging out just for advertisements.
Right. So it's like, to do it properly, to do these kind of advertisements on a Facebook page, you got to have some level of engagement, so people got to be commenting. So now that I came back, one of the first goals of mine, hey, Taylor, nice to see you. One of the first goals of mine was to increase the engagement on the KFMA Facebook page. We have done that effectively. And it's not just with the video streams, it's with the other stuff that we've been sharing on the post. I post actual things that people comment on. And because of that, Razor in the afternoon has been posting more too, because it's a little competitive.
That's what you're supposed to do. It's social media engagement, and you're literally just a social media company.
Right.
Like, that's all you are. You are pre-internet social media.
That's true. I tried to explain that to some hot girls that I brought out to Casino del Sol with me because they invited me out for this cigar and whiskey event. And I was like, well, if you want me to come out and drink, I need a hotel room. And they're like, okay, we got you. I'm like, awesome. It wasn't that easy. I actually had to negotiate. So I invited out the cheerleaders from the Tucson Roadrunners. And they're all college girls, super hot. Mm-hmm. I looked like a fat Hugh Hefner, right? It was fantastic. So I'm here with 4 beautiful girls and my buddy Anthony. So it's the 6 of us. And we go into this event and they're serving us like this great whiskey and these cigars. And it's like $100 a plate is what it would have cost. And then I got like a tartare, the beef tartare, which is just raw meat. I didn't know that, but it's the very first time I ate tartare. It's super fancy. So we're having this great time, $100 a plate experience for free. And Juliana was a Brazilian girl that was with us, and she's gorgeous. She's out of everybody's league. It's like she's got like a PhD, so she's smart, and she's like the hottest girl you ever seen, and she's fantastic, and she's just great to be around. But she kept asking me, she's like, so why are they doing this for you? I'm like, because I'm on the radio. I say, okay, so why are they doing this for you? And I'm like, I'm like a social influencer. And she goes, oh, okay. And that made sense to her. The radio part didn't. And I'm like, oh, come on.
We've hit that generational gap where
Yeah.
radio just doesn't exist.
I'm doomed. I know. Here we go. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. It's around that time to break down the news. And with me reporting on the news is Todd. It's time for another one. Let's go.
Breaking news from Main Street to your street.
I think you just blew this thing wide open.
God, I love the local news. Every summer, they tell me how to beat the heat, and every summer it works.
So, what are we doing? Are we just jumping right into this? Or
All right. What do you got for us today in the news here, Todd?
The average American wastes over $70,000 on online purchases. And this isn't just your average, like you buy things you don't want, you buy things that you don't need. It's getting the disappointing things coming out. Like you buy something and the shirt's the wrong size. You buy something, the shirt's the wrong color. Things that come to you that you just return. And
So
it
you're
goes up.
refunding a bunch of stuff.
You're refunding a bunch of stuff. It's not the thing that you wanted. It was something that you wanted,
Right.
but not. It didn't come in right.
So this isn't like in a year though, right? Because there's no way.
It ends up. You are correct. It ends up being just short of $900 a year that Americans on average waste on bad online purchases.
Okay, so then after like a lifetime, on average, it would work out to be $70,000 that you're going to be basically blowing and then returning. I know I've done that before with hats. I will never buy a hat online again.
True.
Because I've been burned. You know, you got to know how a hat's going to fit. It might look good in the picture, but you don't know how it's going to fit.
Got to
your
get
head.
that right size right there, even though I've never seen you wear a hat that wasn't adjustable.
No, I mean, I have fitted hats too, but yeah, I mean, I'm even talking about the adjustables. Yeah, I could adjust it and fit it, but it doesn't look right.
Got to
I
have the
need hats.
right forehead window.
Something. Yeah. Yeah, it has to be boxy enough for me.
You
But
ever gotten into a car crash, Beef?
yes, I have.
Have you ever gotten your car crashed into while you were, say, in a store?
No, I have not.
Getting your car crashed into is definitely a traumatic experience. But if somebody like you go into Walmart and then you come back out and your car has been entirely sideswiped and you see that little note there on the windshield.
Then I take that back. I did get a little nudge of my car at one point, and I had a note. So nice enough. A guy in a big truck left me a note and said, "I'm so sorry I hit you. Here's my phone number." And I had an HHR. It was a busted vehicle. And it maybe like when I traded it in, I got less than $1,000 for it. That's how crappy it was. And he came back and he gave me money. And he's like, "How much money do you need for this so we don't have to get the insurance involved?" And I'm like, 300. He's like, "Deal." And I'm like, "Damn it, I should have done more." And then he saw how excited I was getting 300, and he regretted even offering me that much.
Well, that's not, I mean, that's a pretty good outcome, but unfortunately, there's a viral TikTok video that's going around where a woman says somebody crashed into her car, and it wasn't just a dent. It looked borderline undrivable, like it had been sideswiped on the road, but it was in a Walmart parking lot. The person did leave a note.
Okay.
But they didn't leave any information. It said, "Sorry for the damage to your car." And next to it were 2 Hershey bars.
Oh, so.
And it was out on the window, so odds are they were melted.
Oh, no. So it looked like poo. So you know.
Here you go. Here, have 2 bags of poo. Sorry, I totaled your car.
What a great metaphor for your luck.
Indeed.
Excellent job there, Todd. We'll be right back to wrap things up with your beef tip next on Beef Vegan Presents. Fantastic. All right. We only got one more segment live to go. But first, let me show you the shit show that was Last Geek Standing today. I tried. I mean, we did it.
We tried so hard.
Successfully.
It got so far, but in the end, it didn't even matter.
There you go. Lincoln Todd. All right. Check out Last Geek Standing from today.
play the intro music.
I don't think that's necessary.
Play the music, nerd.
Beef Vegan presents.
I think people should freak the geek out. Freaks, the weirdos, the misfits, the geeks, the dweebs, the dorks.
Last Geek Standing.
600 KFMA, that's 600-5362. If you want to call in and participate in the game we call Last Geek Standing for tickets for Skillet featuring Adelita's Way. And that's happening at Rialto Theater on October 17th. The doors opening at 6 o'clock. So you know the name of the game and how it's played. I start off with 2 contestants. We're doing Fake or Florida edition. So I'm going to give you a headline, and you have to let me know whether you think it's a fake headline or it's a real headline from the great state of Florida by answering either fake or Florida. You're going to buzz in with your name. If you get the answer right, you move on to the next contestant. If you get the answer wrong, well, then you lose. And the person who didn't answer goes on to the next contestant. Whoever's the last geek standing after a round of 5 will win those tickets to Skillet. Let's meet our first contestant. Rock 102.1, who's this?
This is Sean.
All right, Sean, you're contestant number 1. Hold on for me.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Rock 102.1, who's this?
Keith.
Keith. All right. So Sean versus Keith, round 1. Buzz in with your name if you think you know the answer. Fake or Florida? Here's the headline. An Oakland Park man attacked his neighbor with a sword after they argued about trash. Jeff.
I didn't hear the question because there was a big truck driving by.
Okay, well, no, that didn't count. So,
But I didn't know the truck was going to be there.
yeah, I didn't know the truck was going to be there either. But we're not psychic here. We're playing a game. So
I
you give me,
understand that.
you guess.
Mulligan.
There's no mulligan. Fake or Florida?
Well, you didn't say that at the beginning of the game.
I never said there's mulligans ever. We're
I
not going to
know.
sit here and
Why-
argue all day about it. Give me a fake or a Florida.
Florida.
Florida. That is fake. Sorry, Jeff. All right, Sean, you still there? Oh, actually, I hung up on the wrong person. Nah! All right, we're starting all over again. Here we go. We got 2 contestants on the phone. 600 KFMA. Call me right now. What's your name?
Julian.
All right, Julian, you're contestant number technically 3. All right, Rock 102.1. Who's this?
This is Charles.
All right, Charles. Julian versus Charles. Fake or Florida? Buzz in with your name. Here's the headline. A Miami woman burnt down the wrong house after she attempted to attack her husband's mistress.
Florida.
Julian.
Charles.
All right, Charles, you buzzed in first.
Charles, it's Florida.
Charles, give me an answer. Fake or Florida?
Florida.
That's incorrect. It's fake. Who was Julian? You just threw Charles for a loop there. Look at you. People are playing dirty today. It must be the rain. Rock on 2.1. Who's this? All right. All right. Keep them coming in. Julian, you still there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, that's good news. 600 KFMA. That's 600-5362. I need a couple more contestants here for Fake or Florida to play against Julian, who likes to play dirty tricks and get his opponents to guess incorrectly, which is a bold strategy.
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I swear, that was him.
Oh, that was him?
The whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, Charles is not great at following instructions. We know this. Charles calls in regularly. So, all right, if I don't get another contestant against you here in about like 5 seconds, all right, I spoke too soon. All right, hold on, Julian. Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Brandon.
All right, Brandon. Brandon versus Julian. Here we go. We're playing Fake or Florida. Buzz in with your name if you think you know the answer. Here's the headline. Is this Fake or Florida? A Davies sheriff was suspected after he visited a well, Brandon, let me finish this first and read it correctly. A Davies sheriff was suspended after he visited a massage parlor while on duty and accidentally left his gun behind.
Brandon.
All right, Brandon. Fake or Florida?
That's Florida.
Unfortunately, that is fake, dude. All right, thanks for trying. All right, Julian, you're still there, which is good.
Yes,
you only got
sir.
2 more people to answer incorrectly, so you win these tickets to Skillet. Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
This is Sean.
Sean. All right, I'm going to give you another opportunity, Sean. Buzz in with your name if you think you know the answer. Is Fake or Florida? This headline is, a Pensacola man was arrested for fondling himself outside of a Walmart after he grabbed a police deputy's butt.
Julian.
Julian.
Florida.
That is correct, Julian. All right, you're moving on with a correct answer there. That means you only need to get past one more person to win these tickets to Skillet. Let's see who that person is. All right, Rock 1 2.1, who's this? James. All right, James versus Julian. This is for the tickets to Skillet. Whoever gets this right or moves on will win these tickets. Fake or Florida? A Brevard County man told police he stole 75 pool floats so he could have relations with them. James. Is that
fake.
You say that's fake? James. That is 100% true, dude. Yes, that is a real headline from the great state of Florida. Thank you for trying, James. And Julian, that means you won by not doing anything. Congratulations, dude. You made it through the gauntlet. I think he's still there. My phones suck. Welcome to the broom closet. All right, yeah, I hear him. All right, good. Congratulations. Stay on hold, Julian. I'm going to get all your info. You and a friend are going to go see Skillet with Adelita's Way at the Rialto Theater on October 17th. Let me get his info, and I'll be right back with more show and Beef Vegan Presents Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, and that was our last geek standing today. So it was kind of a shit show. We made it happen, though, so we made it work. I'm just reading through the comments here. So.
It wasn't a shit show. It was on brand.
Oh, well, that's what the consultant says. So.
Now that's a good insult right there. That's good. It's on personal. It's there, bringing it all back around.
I did take it personally, though. Yeah. So I'm just reading through the comments, and one thing I want to address, Gittins, which I think it's super nice and cool that you're saying this, but unfortunately, that's not how the ratings work. So, as much as turning on the radio and having it turned down, I'm not going to get ratings that way. It's a diary market, meaning it's kind of like Nielsen ratings. They select families and then they give those families diaries, and they hand fill them out. So the people who are gauging what popular stations are, it's only a couple hundred here in the town. And they go for different demographics. And then at the end of the week, they basically fill out a survey and they fill things out. That's why this station in particular has, between every song, Rock 102.1, Rock 102.1, and not KFMA, because they have to write down the frequency, which would be Rock 102.1.
But Beef, what can the people do to help support the show?
Tell a friend to tell a friend. That's it.
Watch on Twitch. Watch on YouTube. Watch on Facebook. Like, share, and subscribe.
That's right. Rock 102.1. Who's this?
This is T-Bone.
T-Bone?
We were just talking a minute ago. Yeah, I got a question or a statement for you. That
okay.
Weird fact.
Okay.
You know that North Carolina law that you stated?
Yeah, that's illegal to marry, or it's legal to marry at 14.
Yeah. Gandhi.
Mm-hmm.
She was married to his wife when him and his wife were both 11 years old. Gandhi was a prepubescent player.
Put the headphones on now, you can hear it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but those were different times back then. Still not right. Actually, Bob Dylan is in the news now because he allegedly groomed and had a relationship with a minor.
Lawsuit from like 50 years ago.
Yeah, like 1964, I think.
64, something like that.
Yeah. So different times, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Well, don't be quagmiring around those high schools there.
I was just thinking a little bald-headed Gandhi going around with his 11-year-old wife. I'm like, yeah, we're married.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the awkward thing though? If you were to actually marry a 14-year-old, then every time you go out into public, like, no, that's my wife, not my daughter.
Right. Yeah.
Like, he's awkward.
I know.
And gross,
like,
but also awkward.
Let me take the lollipop out of her mouth, and maybe you might see it.
No. Yeah.
Ah!
All right, you quagmired that. All right, I'll talk to you soon, brother. All right, take it easy. Oh, it was uncomfortable joke there.
So rule number 1, don't call a radio station in support of married 14-year-olds.
It does sound like Milton from Office Space. That's why I'm like, are you doing a voice? I thought it was D-Rock at first. I thought D-Rock was calling in character, but it's not.
Nope. Which we're now actually pretty thankful for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So we got about one more minute before we wrap things up here on the show tomorrow morning. What is it going to be? Wednesday score report. The score report tomorrow is a good one. It's with this guy, Nick, that Mari hooked up with. So I reversed the roles. I have Nick score Mari on how good Mari is on a scale of 1 to 10. And then I surprised Nick in a bad way. And I flipped the script on him and have her do a score report on him. That was the only way I could get him to call in, was like, can you rate Mari in bed? Because he would not have called in if I said, hey, can we rate you in bed? So I kind of put him on the spot. Did I feel bad? I felt bad for a minute, but I got over it. and it's really funny, and I can't wait to share it with you. That's going to be at 7:00. So yeah, and way to go, Nick. At least he still got the score with Mari, right? You know, and that's before the baby. She still looks great right now, but pre-baby Mari too. I was like, hey, what's up? Rocco 2.1 KFMA. We're almost out of here, but before I leave, let me leave you with this. Concert promoter and venue operator Live Nation does plan to require COVID-19 vaccines for its patrons everywhere possible, beginning on October 14th. So it sounds like if you want to see Bon Jovi perform Shot to the Heart, you might have to get a shot to the arm. This is news, of course, that's going to be upsetting to some out there, but I'll give you a beef tip, and this will get through. Okay. As far as these Live Nation shows where it's a must vaccination, this is not going to be a forever thing. Okay. But you know, if you look at it, there's going to be more and more studies and results coming out showing the effectiveness of the vaccine. And it might get to a point where you feel like it might be the best decision in your life. And if that happens, then these issues with Live Nation and other concert promotions will not be an issue for you. You'll be able to go to any of these. I know it's an inconvenience, but at the end of the day, that's what it is. Just an inconvenience. We will get through this, and we'll get through this together. And that's my beef tip. Join us tomorrow morning as we do another score report, as we have Nick call in and score Mari. Yes, this will be the first score report where it's a man basically judging a lady. And spoiler alert, she gets high scores. But there is a plot twist in there. And join us at 7 a.m. tomorrow for that. And also, we give another pair of tickets for Skillet away. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Thank you, Todd Marley.
Thank you.
And thank everyone for watching this on the stream. You can check out the entire podcast broadcast on the Rock 102.1 Facebook page or Beef Vegan Presents YouTube page. But that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for listening. And as always, drive safe, ride safe, and rock local.
When you wish upon a side of beef, soon will come an end to all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.